Salutations, my lords and ladies. Yes, it is us. Yes, we are back at it again. We are back at it again. It is your beloved movie connoisseurs here to give you another wonderful movie review. We have your boy, you know, you love him, the connoisseur himself. That's me, E-Man Emmanuel, coming at you. And we also got Bada
Master of Cinema. It's Machi over here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today, my dear viewers, I have to ask y'all a question. Do you know the way of the cuckoo bird? Do you get that reference? Because that might have been not the best way to use that. But still, hands down, if you love anything to do with just liminal spaces, giving off that kind of backrooms vibe, giving off that whole like symmetry, but also horror of simplicity, just simpleness, then hands down you are going to enjoy Vivarium. It is very creepy, very eerie. Sometimes you have a lot more questions than you have just continuing to watch the movie, and you have more questions going out when you finish the movie for everything going in. But it is very an interesting kind of concept about just a family trying to find a home and things just don't work out kind of situation. But besides the point, we're going to be talking about Vivarium today. If you haven't seen the movie, you already know, get out of here, go watch it and come back, because we're about to be spoiler full on all day right now in this video for Vivarium. So we're about to review it. So just go check it out, come back to us, but we're going to start right now. So, bada bada bada. And now we have the Vivarium review. Woo. All right, Machi, my boy, my guy, my constituent, bro, my movie connoisseur. How do we feel about Vivarium? Give me the first quick opinion.
Very depressing movie for me, right? It's a psychological thriller, and those are really good. I like those, right?
Absolutely.
But it's also very much in the kind of realm of sad. As in, we can't really break past the horrors that we face, right?
Yeah.
From that, I'm going to give it like a 7 out of 10.
We give it a 7 out of 10? Okay, word. As for me, I would say it was definitely what I was thinking it was going to be, especially with just like the use of liminal spaces and just like all the houses are identical. You're lost there. You're lost in this like weird suburban nightmare kind of situation. And it was just creepy to me because I do like those kind of psychological films where it's like you're kind of trapped in this kind of like setting, this kind of world that the creator has built, the writer and director has built for us, and we're like we don't know the rules of this world. We don't know. Like first we just thought it was gonna be normal. We're with a realtor. We're about to go check out this supposedly highly competitive like housing arrangement, and like we're just checking it out. We're just filling it out. We're kind of getting creeped out by the realtor. His name is Martin. But at the same time, it's like when you get there, the guy disappears, and then you're just stuck in this weird space. So I do like one thing in particular I love about psychological or even just horror movies or supernatural movies is just the way in which they use setting, like the setting, the world structure, the houses, or like if we're going to like this haunted manor, or this haunted cabin in the woods, or wherever it is. The entire scenery to me is just how you use scenery to really bring about that kind of peace within the chaos we're about to get to. I just love that, and hands down Vivarium has that. So I would give it like a 7 out of 10 for my opinion, for just with just scenery alone and just the plot itself. I'll also give it a 7. I'll give it a 7 out of 10, or even a 7.5 out of 10 in my opinion. But okay, next I would like to say just like the plot in itself. Like, how did you feel about the plot? Because the plot is just that like this family we have. Okay, you want to.
I like how you keep saying family. It's this couple.
Okay, well, yeah, this couple, but I'm kind of alluding to the fact of later down the line they become a family, but
They're not a family. No.
It's not. Yes, I know they're not a family in a sense, but they're like this like surrogate or this captive. They have to take care of what's keeping them captive, kind of situation.
What does Gemma say throughout the whole movie, Emmanuel?
I know. I'm just saying this faux family, like faux. This fake situation that they have.
No. It's a real situation. Say it right here, right now.
I know
they
what
are
you're going to.
Captors.
They are. I just said that they're in captivity. It's this faux family kind of situation.
They're captors. They're not parents.
I know they're not parents.
They're not. The child. This is the whole thing of this movie, right?
Yeah. It's a cuckoo aesthetic, bro.
plot of the movie is that this couple is trapped,
Yeah,
and they are being forced to try and raise this child
yeah,
for that the auditors have thrust upon them, and they're being promised that when the child comes of age
they'll be able to
and
leave.
is all healthy and all that, they'll be able to leave. They are not parents.
I know they're not parents, but that's what I'm saying. The word faux family.
They're
Because
not parents. They're not a family.
I
It
know.
is a consistent theme, even throughout the last movie of Gemma in the movie. I'm not your fucking mom.
Exactly. Okay. Cool. 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 Cool.
I will not stand here and let you say
I will not
any sort
stand.
of family.
I will not stay, and I will not stand here and let you say, what the fuck do you think I'm talking about right now? I said faux family. It's a fake family.
Oh, family.
It's
Not even fake.
It's fraudulent.
They don't-
It's a fraudulent family, bro. It's like legitimately they get trapped and they're supposed to take care of and build this kind of crazy house like world like just this whole they're trying have to build this like relationship with this child that's not even a legit child. It's like some kind of crazy eldritch monster bird thing because it's literally based off the cuckoo concept. If you ever seen like that, like because they use it a lot in like hands down like the anime, a couple of cuckoos, or just in any kind of other shape or form. It's that
I'm familiar with the cuckoo.
Yes, you get
Yes.
you get trapped. Oh, or legit, they had a movie that came out that was legit called Cuckoo as well, which had the same kind of premise: getting trapped and getting stuck, taking care of this creature and monster, and being like kind of psychologically psychologically made or influenced to take care of this like cretin thing, right? But that's why I'm calling them a fake family or alluding to that kind of thing because that's what happens. That's legit what happens in this movie. They are forced. These two people are forced while just going to check out this little like, because supposedly that's what Martin says. The fake realtor guy, he says that it's like a highly competitive market for this building. They go in and then they're forced to become this fake family with this child. I'm not calling them a family. I'm just alluding to the fact that they get forced to become a fake family. All right?
All right, I get you.
All right, thank you. Jeez Louise. I can't say one thing. That's how you sound. Well, I guess that's how we both sound. But wait, okay, first thing, this was, okay, speaking of which, going back to just the whole family, said like, how did you feel about just, imagine you in that scenario, you get sent, you get trapped by this crazy realtor into this kind of like the house is normal. The food, I don't think, didn't the food not have taste? Like, it didn't taste like anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, the food didn't have taste. And like you're just stuck in this place, bro. You have to raise this kind of crazy odd child. Like, how would you feel, Machi? Like, how would you feel, bro?
I would have done what Tom would have done.
You would have done what Tom would have done?
Yeah.
Starve it?
I would have killed that little bastard.
Well, Tom wasn't trying to kill it. He was trying to starve it.
He was trying to starve it kill it.
He should have tried to kill it, like just legit, just try to kill it. But he just locked it in the car. I got pissed.
He was stopped.
Nah, bro. I got pissed when Gemma took it out the car. I was so mad, bro. I was so angry. I'm like, dog. Well, you know, it's because psychologically she was getting like influenced by the whole situation.
She was being conditioned into becoming its mother, and and Tom knew it. And you're trying to stop that from happening, but it didn't work.
It didn't work, and then he had to suffer. He had to suffer for it, bro. His death pissed me off. I'm not gonna cap, but it's like that's what's supposed to always happen. Because it's like one thing in particular about this movie I found interesting is just after Jesse Eisenberg's character Tom dies, like Gemma ends up like falling between realities and worlds, and it's like different people all being trapped in that like housing like suburbia area, like dealing
Basically,
with the same
think
thing.
of it like this: it's different numbers.
Yeah, there's
right?
different numbers.
Their house number 9, so it's people in the other houses.
Yeah.
Right. They're all separated in a certain way, so they all can't interact with each other. And it seems like what's supposed to happen is the mother usually outlasts the kind of father figure, but they all eventually all die.
Absolutely. Because then afterwards, the little hatchling becomes the next realtor, or in that case, that was the next Martin, because that was the realtor that they met. So each family has a different realtor that they met. What were some things that you took from it? Because I know you said that like you didn't like the fact that you didn't like the ending that much. You didn't like that sad ending. Also, too, I feel like there's just still some stuff you want to hit on it. So I want to give it to you, give you back the floor real quick.
It's interesting. It's obviously it's a psychological kind of movie, right? Psychological thriller. So we're thrust in the situation where we, the audience, and the couple are both trying to figure out how the rules of this horror situation they're in works, right?
Yeah.
Which was interesting. It really feels unsatisfying though for a lot of kind of psychological movies
Hmm.
when you can't beat the kind of situation you're in, right? It's like a big difference between like say a monster movie and then just a movie where there are clearly rules to what's going on, but you just still can't fight back, right?
Yeah.
It throws you in a sense of, then what was the point? If I can't fight back and we can't do anything, what was the point of me seeing this, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. The whole thing at the end is right that the boy becomes Martin at the end, and it implies that this cycle is just going to keep happening, 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 right? But then it throws in a different kind of questioning, right, for this kind of situation. What's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm just thinking to myself. I feel like to be fair, right? I mean, yes, we have like this kind of like this cycle is gonna keep continuing, right? At the end, like both parents
Mhm.
end up dying. Tom realizes the secret that like that there's he's probably not even the first that decided to start digging. The first ever like
Mhm.
dad surrogate like just like digging the entire time because he realizes the bodies are down there. So it's like if he was gonna dig it, probably the cuckoo bird boy was gonna do it and like do it for him kind of situation. So just like
Yeah.
to see that and see that like even like the even something that like Tom put upon himself to do isn't even that special. Like it's somebody has done that before. So it's like this cycle's probably gone like a way long. I feel like the point of the matter is just that we get to it's I think some kind of psychological movies, some horror movies, it isn't a point to like get a good ending to get a thing. It's just to like introduce you to this world. Introduce you to that
No,
world.
no,
Like
not
this
like
is
what the point of that is. I'm talking about what is the point
okay.
of doing this cycle?
Oh, you mean like what you want to understand why the birds do it like
No,
this?
no, no. What is the point of this? So there's this society, obviously, this magical society,
Okay, yeah.
right? Who continuously does this loop where they draw people in, kill them
Yeah.
to raise one of their own. But at the end of the day, it's implied the cycle is that he's just gonna sit there and grow old and wait for the replacement he sets in to come and take over for him. And the real question is, what's the point in doing that?
Sometimes it's just to survive. It's just to live.
Right? Then there's also another point. We don't really see the aftermath of those people going missing. Right? So it's just another missing person report. And it's implied that it's happening, like the kid's growth is happening fast, right? Which would also imply the death is happening fast for it, right? So he's gonna get older faster and die soon. So he's gotta lure somebody into that house before, right? To replace him by the time he's ready to die. Someone's gonna walk in like he walked in and
Yeah.
just throw him in a bag and go on, right? So it's really showing like what. So we don't know specifically like what the time limit is for him or for any of them, but we do know that they grow fast. And it's like one day you're a baby, one day bow you're a kid, and you just keep going through kid fast. Then bow you're an adult. You keep going through that faster, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely a bit under a year or around a year that takes place. That whole thing takes place, right? So they
Yeah.
grow from a baby to adult in a year. So about every year, just this couple usually dies going on around there, and that's just consistent.
Yeah. So
So it
okay.
really puts into question like, what's the point in doing this cycle, right? What's the point in killing these couples for just to make these people who are gonna die in this cycle? What's the point in doing that?
And which is what I'm going to just go back to what I was trying to say with that is just that like at that point it's just that kind of that this isn't like the perfect answer, but to be fair, this is just what we've got so far, Machi. It's just that the fact that this is just how that this weird entity lives. This is how they operate. This is just
Yeah,
what they
no,
do.
that's my point. We don't get
Yeah, we
answers,
don't
and
get the
it feels
answers.
unsatisfying,
Okay.
right?
Oh, so your main point is just you feel a little bit unsatisfied with this. Like
Feel
why?
unsatisfied, right? You bring up these questions in this interesting world, right? But you don't answer the questions. You just leave them up to interpretation of what could be
Yeah.
the million things. I don't think that's wholly satisfying for this type of movie,
Oh,
right?
okay.
There's times where like a psychological thriller can just like leave you on questions, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But the biggest question being, what's the point in the entirety of the story should be answered.
All right. Well, one thing in particular, I feel like, especially just the naming, the meaning of like the movie's name in of itself, because like Vivarium is like an enclosure or like a container. Like this is what I just like looked up. Like it's like something that just like is it like the purpose of it is just to keep like an animal or keep animals under like conditions like so they can like study it and like observe it and stuff like that, or like an
Mm.
aquarium or terrarium stuff like that, which I feel like is legit how both two characters, Gemma and like Tom, are getting treated. Like they're getting observed, they were getting like kind of like seen like for like what they were doing, getting watched, like no matter if it was like his digging or like them putting out the trash or something like that. If somebody was always watching and seeing like what they were doing, to the point of
Yeah.
like getting the instructions, like knowing like what's going on. So like they were trapped in this enclosure. They're trapped in this like house, this suburban development to like be observed while the not only by the people on the outside but the child on the inside. The child is observing it. It's studying them to get their mannerisms, get the kind of like because it's not perfectly human. It's not perfectly human at all. Especially even like OG number one Martin before the child to adult Martin we get later down the line in the movie. They're not a perfect example of human beings. They only got in like what they've observed so far in the study. They only got like little cliff notes of what it means to be human. So that's why
Yeah.
like they kind of have that kind of weird vibe. So
Yeah,
Machi, yeah,
it's seen even in the first Martin, right?
yeah,
Where there's a point where he's talking to them in the beginning and he copies them.
he does, yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's weird. Yeah.
It's like it's just like I know I do understand your point that like we don't have some of the answers I feel like we should have gotten, especially for this film. But again, just another to your point again, like some of these movies just have that. Which, to be fair, in this movie, I feel like isn't really fair to leave us on that kind of like big like open hole cliffhanger kind of situation, or just like that kind of like yeah, just that kind of just like we've lost that kind of information. We're never gonna get it kind of situation. But it still does what it needs to do. It introduces us to the world. It shows us that this is happening, this is going on, and it just leaves us with like the understanding like, okay, yep, that's it. That's the whole entire like we got the process. We got the overall process of like how this entity works. That's what we got from this movie.
Hmm.
And not only are we observing it, not only are we kind of
Well,
just figuring it out and trying to study it, the characters are also getting observed, and by not only the people outside but the person inside. So as we are observing, they're observing too. It's like an observation kind of movie.
well, that goes into something a bit more. I think there's also, like, this goes into the movie. There's a bit more to this entity that we do not know about, right?
Yeah.
For instance, there are things that live longer,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because what was it? The boy, he goes to get a book on him and the entity, right?
Yeah.
And Gemma asks him, right, who did you see, right? And then that's where the whole puffed up neck thing comes in, right?
Yeah.
And just reveals how inhuman he truly is, despite even just above the hole, he's growing at an abnormal rate kind of thing, right?
Uh huh.
Especially with them being able to go under, well, it's because he picks up the sidewalk and crawls under it, right? So there's this whole kind of society down there that we don't know about that is choosing to do this, right? It's just a thing they do, right? Which is interesting. It's an interesting tidbit that it's throughout the movie that it's planned. There's a reason for it. We just don't know what the reason is.
Oh, I don't know much. Maybe they'll come out with a second movie. Maybe. But like, it kind of reminds you of like movies like The Watchers or like The Strangers kind of situation where it's just the like you're stuck in this kind of situation, and you have like you know nothing. You know nothing about what's going on, if you're safe or not. You get these tasks that like fully you don't understand like what it is you're actually even doing with these tasks, but you just have to do them anyway to keep yourself alive. And it just
Hmm.
gets to a point where you're just stuck in this like mind-numbing routine that you don't really care about, but you feel like you're forced and you already completed all the stuff you need to do, and you just keep going and going and going again in this cycle where it's just maddening to the point where like even you see the characters Tom and Gemma losing it like everything else. And I feel like these movies kind of just do a great job of just showing that level of like how far can somebody Like how far can a person or like an entity or like some weird cult or organization take to break somebody? And I feel like with both those characters, it didn't take that long for them to get broken. Like that's the point of those kind of movies, you know. It's like you have this normal character kind of going through everyday life, and you just throw them into like the lion's den. You throw them into this crazy, weird new setting, this crazy new world of where the laws of the real world don't apply here, and just it's breaking. It's psychologically just unraveling, and I that's why I kind of like these movies. You know, it gives us something else to think about. Like, what if you are put into a world where the rules of what we know do not apply in that setting, and you have to live and abide by the rules of that world? It's kind of crazy. It's like at that point you're the you're the baby in that scenario. If they come up with a second movie, we already know we're gonna go check it out, go figure it out. But hands down, I would definitely say that I at least did enjoy it. I did enjoy it, and I just want to ask like you, just hands down, like which for instance, would you recommend it to somebody like for a psychological film? I would.
No, I think that would be super sad.
I think it would be. If I don't think it would be like the greatest. I wouldn't say it's like one of the greatest psychological movies ever, but I would say it's like if you just like if there's something like you just want to see that's like weird and creepy and kind of like make you think. I would just like I would recommend that if like they're on like a lull.
Yeah, definitely for that. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of situation. But as of right now, that has been the end of our shoot. Why am I messing up the name now? Machi, hit me with the name.
Vivarium.
Thank you, Vivarium review. Let us know in the comments what y'all thought about the movie. What was your like? Who did y'all love? It was your favorite character kind of situation like that, but it's only really two characters. So I guess mostly just what did y'all think about the plot? How do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like there's still some more you want to know? Did you feel like it ended perfectly in your opinion? Just let us know in the comments how you're feeling. But this has been the Vivarium review. And again, this is the connoisseur himself, Emmanuel E-Man, coming at y'all. What's good? Love y'all. We also got
the Master of Cinema.
Absolutely. We got Machi in the chat, and we're just going to let y'all, well, not chat, but just Machi in the vid. We're glad to just hear from you. Hopefully we can hear from y'all in the comments. Thank you for watching. Until next time, my dear viewers, I bid you adieu. This has been our Vivarium review. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah.